Hey, you guys, hello. I feel like it has been a little while since I've done one of these vlogs. I'm out of practice and I am out of the habit of doing them. This feels weird and different, like trying to write my name with my left hand or like changing my part, which, by the way, I used to change my part all the time for the extra volume. And then at a certain point, I got locked in. And while we are talking about my hair, which I'm talking about, I'm going to adjust it. Um, anyway, I just got back from a show. I do this a lot. I just clap like a sort of retarded child. Like in fact, Adam made a joke on tonight's podcast, which was like the kind of joke where you don't laugh heartily. You just go like, ha. I mean, it was presented. Or if you're me, you just go. It was presented as he was like, I have my one joke about Ryan Seacrest, and then he did the joke. So it wasn't that I didn't find the joke funny. It's just there's a lot of build up, and I felt like the appropriate. See, I'm just gonna adjust my bra. Okay, I felt like the appropriate response would be for me to go. So that's one of my signature moves. And then what else do? I like to raise one eyebrow sometimes. Sometimes it's on purpose. Or sometimes it's accidentally, which I can't do now because that would undermine my point. How was I gonna? Oh yeah, so we did a show in Irvine, and it was fun. And we did a show on Thursday in Palm Springs, the Ace Hotel, and that was also fun. And then I spent the weekend at Comic-Con in San Diego, which was also fun. But basically, I'm tired. I am tired. And I saw my friend Yami in both places, actually, coincidentally, which is weird. And she said, do you ever feel burnt out? And I said, sometimes I do. Then we had a fascinating conversation. You had to be there. There were less. Well, I was gonna say there were less freaks at Comic-Con than I was expecting, but I wasn't really expecting that many freaks. I think I knew what to expect, and I think it was as I expected. I'm trying to think what I need to tell you. Well, okay. I feel like there's kind of a groundswell of why is it taking you so long to find an apartment? And I'm going to explain a few things. One, I live far away from where I'm trying to move. I work close to where I'm trying to move. So the whole finding time to look thing is thwarted by my also needing time to sleep. That's one. Two, I don't need to be in a certain place by a certain time. Like, I've definitely done the thing in New York, because I've lived in a bunch of different places in New York, and it's been, okay, I need to find a place by this time. So there's two. But I think most of it is that I just don't know Los Angeles that well, and it's taken me a while to figure out where I want to live. Because I don't know if you guys know LA or not. If you do, then you'll know what I mean. There's not a lot of surface logic to it. You really have to sort of, it's a process, and it just takes time to become acquainted with different areas and neighborhoods and such and whatnot and miscellany, bric-a-brac, and therefore, okay? And finally, I've seen a few places where, yes, I could just move in if I wanted. They would do. But I actually, since I have, okay, also, it is becoming weighted down with symbolism. I moved back from New York, and this is the first real place that I'm going to get after moving. And I loved my Brooklyn apartment. Like, I just loved it. I loved my Brooklyn apartment. I loved my Brooklyn life. And I'm back here, and it's a huge transition thing. Blah, blah. We could go into it, but let's not. And I think I really want to like the place I move. So I'm trying to find a place that I'll really like. as opposed to just sort of an average place. And I'm just getting a sense of what is available, because when Dustin first moved here, he was like, you get so much for your money out here. It's great. It's cheaper, blah, blah, blah. It is cheaper, but I'm just sort of trying to get a sense of what you can get for what money and stuff. So that's what's going on. What else do I need to tell you? I'm tapping my keyboard with a barrette. Well, this came up on the podcast tonight, horse sense. And then Adam was saying that horses don't seem to have that much sense, and I was agreeing. I think they're kind of stupid animals. Not like what a dumb animal to enjoy the majesty of. More like, not like, you like horses? That's dumb. I don't mean it that way. I mean it like, oh, I would not want that horse to be doing my taxes. See what I'm saying? And yet, horse sense. What? Do horses have sense? But I think possibly horse sense is well, I need to find out what the origin is. That's the upshot here. But I suspect that maybe it has to do with like you having some sort of divining rod in terms of choosing a good horse. Not, oh, that horse has a great head on its withers. It's a little horse term for you. I did ride horses when I was younger, and on Facebook at one point my hobbies were horseback riding, swimming, and not pushing it too far, which no one understood. I think everyone thinks that I enjoy swimming and equestrian sports and staying within the lines, but really it was a tampon box reference. It was a girls hitting puberty reference. Because with tampons, you can still swim and horseback ride, and there's no such thing as pushing it too far with the tampon. That was the genesis of that, for anyone who's wondering. Okay, then. I don't want to say goodbye, but I'm going to. Okay, you guys. I love you.